We're in a new drawing now called cylinder.dwg, and as usual, you can download it from the library to follow along with this particular video in the chapter. Now, in this particular video, we're going to take a look at how we can work with ellipses and elliptical arcs. Now, you might sound a bit confused by that, like what's an ellipse, what's an elliptical arc? Well, basically, an ellipse, if you imagine it, is a circle that's angled on an axis, and it gives you like an angled representation of that circle. So the name of the drawing gives it away. We're going to create a cylinder, a little 2D representation of what looks like a 3D cylindrical disc shape. Now we've got two vertical lines like so. Just make sure you're on the objects layer on the layer drop down and make sure that your object snaps are on. We're going to go up to the draw panel on the home tab on the ribbon, and there's the flyout there for your ellipses. We want to select axis end. We're going to create an ellipse using an axis and the endpoints of the axis. So I click on axis end. Now the axis endpoint, as it says there on the prompt, is going to be an endpoint here. So there's that endpoint there on the top of the left hand line. Left click. We drag our axis across to the right to the top of the right hand line, and we left click again. Now, as you can see, as you move your mouse around, can you see that circle is kind of rotating on that axis that we've just placed? So what we need to do now is specify the distance to that other axis. Can you see the distance showing there in the blue? So as I move that, I can type in a distance and I can place it however I want to. But here's the trick. I want an isometric representation of a cylindrical disc, so it looks like it's 3D. So I can now right click and select rotation on the shortcut menu, and I can specify the rotation around that axis. Now, normally when you're creating isometric drawings, it's going to be 30 degrees or 60 degrees. In this case, you want 60 degrees, so type in 60 and press enter. And as you can see now, there's the top of your cylindrical disc. Now, what we need to do now is place an elliptical arc along the bottom to represent the bottom edge of our cylindrical disc. So we go back up to the draw panel, click on the flyout again for ellipses and select elliptical arc. Now we're going to be doing exactly the same workflow here, axis endpoint again. So we're going to go from this endpoint here, left click, to this endpoint here, left click. So there's our axis. Can you see? And we're rotating the circle about it. We right click again and select rotation. And again, we put in 60 degrees, 60 and enter. Now it'll ask you for the start angle. Now remember, you need to be going counterclockwise. So you want to start on the left-hand endpoint there, take your arc through and up to the right-hand endpoint, click again, and you've placed your elliptical arc. If you zoom out a couple of clicks on the mouse, that looks like a little cylindrical disc. It isn't. It's a 2D isometric representation of a physical disc. But look how neat that little sort of ellipse and elliptical arc are. They make it look very cool. So that's using ellipses in AutoCAD. Very quick and easy, but they give you a really good effect when used in the right way in your drawings.